All right, I'm out of here. Okay. Um. Okay. Let's try a little introduction here. Okay. I'm a fairly new Kyle Busch fan. About a little bit over a year. I started getting into NASCAR, and but it's kind of weird how it came about. It's a pretty, fairly long, drawn out story, but so I um, I was introduced to NASCAR by my uncle, and I was really young though, and I didn't really understand. I didn't understand how the sport, I just couldn't get into the sport, and so what happened was I had he tried to get me into it, and I just didn't understand, the whole thing behind it, the cars going in circles or whatever, and that's all I saw when I seen it. It was kind of boring. I was like, what's the point? I mean, they're just going in circles or whatever. So I was fairly young or whatever, and I never really latched on to it, so that was that, right. And so fast forward, to 2018, 19, whatever. So basketball is my favorite sport. And, when I was younger, I used to play football, baseball, and basketball. And, and then I stopped getting interested in baseball. I just stopped. I stopped watching baseball. And, then football started to slip away a little bit. And then for the most part, basketball is the favorite sport, and so I always tend to always watch that. And so like the only time I watch football is like maybe the playoffs or something. So so then so that leaves basketball really my favorite sport. And so then I'm watching the highlights, basketball highlights on ESPN or whatever, and I don't have a favorite player or a favorite team. I like a lot of different NBA players, and I don't have a team. I just enjoy a good game, good matchup, and that's it. So so one of the several basketball players that I like to watch, that I like, is Russell Westbrook, former player of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now he plays for the Houston Rockets. Russell Westbrook. So um, I seen him coming to the game. He was playing the Portland Trailblazers. So he's walking into the arena, and he has the Kyle Busch jacket on. And I was smitten. Ever since, I was smitten. And so I'm watching it, and I'm like, it was love at first sight. So So then so I'm watching it or whatever, and I'm getting, I'm looking at this jacket, and I'm like, man, I had to have it. So ever since then, I started collecting NASCAR jackets, like Kyle Busch NASCAR jackets, like pretty much everything, anything I can get my hands on. If I didn't have the jacket, I wanted it. So that's pretty much how it happened. So I got like over 20 Kyle Busch NASCAR jackets, over 25 Kyle Busch, M&M caps, and I think, and of all the jackets, I think 4 of them are leather, and then I started getting all the Kyle Busch pit crew shirts. I just started going crazy, just collecting all the NASCAR merchandise, and I don't tend to collect any die casts. I'm not really into that. They're cute and everything, and they're cool looking, but I don't collect them. So what I do is, if I can't wear it, if I don't, oh, there goes another engagement. I'm looking for engagement, and I get a lot of engagement in public, just as Kyle Busch, as you can see. So so like I was saying, so I collect. I'm not into collecting die-cast or anything like that. Or pretty much, more or less, if I can't wear it, I'm not interested. Because I just like wearing it. Sporting Kyle Busch, gear. So that's pretty much my whole deal. So so that's where it started, with just the look of the M&M's, NASCAR jacket. And then from there, it just grew and grew. And then there was a transition where, with the pandemic happened, all the sports was pretty much canceled. So there was no sports, except, so there was no football, no basketball, no baseball, no sports. So what happened was, NASCAR was the first sport that restarted. So I was so bored, I needed something to watch, right? And I always had it in the back of my mind, to like try to, give it, NASCAR a try. But I just never, there was really nothing there to kind of, urge me to do so. But what better time, than this, right? So I said, okay. So I started, watching, the races, they come on every Saturday or Sunday, whatever. And obviously I'm rooting for Kyle Busch because, I have all this stuff, his merchandise and all that. So I started watching, I started getting into it, So, so like I said, I'm fairly new to all the lingo and, all that stuff like that. Like I'm learning each and every time I watch, like, tight and loose and clean air and dirty air and, and stuff like that. I'm picking up all the terminology, But for me, just rooting for Kyle Busch, that's enough for me to, get hyped, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Now, a little disclaimer. I have to add a, little disclaimer. Now, just because Kyle Busch is my favorite NASCAR driver doesn't in turn mean that I hate other NASCAR drivers. I mean, there seems to be this sentiment that if you're